Hi everyone, so for 17 here. Let me get first as usual. I don't own the pictures. I made the thumbnail, not a paid video. Alright, okay. So let me just get this real quick. I'm gonna get 15% of a low battery. Yeah. I'm probably working on the video at the moment, like 12 something. I'm not gonna say what time, but basically, you can say like, oh, it's in the afternoon or something. I just probably forgot. Yeah, most likely because I probably had trouble sleeping, and I only had like 2 hours of sleep. But if I didn't make the video, then it's probably 12:04 a.m. in the morning, basically, just for a few minutes ago. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I did not work on a video probably because I did not sleep very well, and if I remember correctly, yeah, I probably only got like a couple of hours of sleep, and I was gonna make the video, but then got distracted with just doing other stuff. Like, I'm not gonna say it, but anyways, though, I may have to stop the video at some points because I had to put wood in the fire to keep the house warm at least. But yeah, anyways, though, let me just get through this. So last time I named Naruto basically being Chunin level to Jonin level on some things. The only thing I cannot give him is basically, and any of that is sensing and basically being a genjutsu master, anything to do with genjutsu, because one, we know Naruto can't do it, and two, I mean, the sensing is just gonna be totally different reason. anyways, though, so let's just say this. I did do some research on some things, and the only thing that I understood was not all the gods that have died in the God of War series. There was actually probably only like Aphrodite who didn't die in God of War 3. And in God of War 1, we were basically introduced to Artemis, and yet we never saw her again, so I don't even know what happened. I mean, I looked at the gods' deaths, and it never even showed Artemis. So, in a sense, I mean, I kind of have some opportunity. But yeah, I'm not going to say if she's going to be in this part, but, I may have to bring some gods into this world. Because of many different reasons. Reason one, to have some conflict because they're going to think he's Kratos. Two, it's just going to be kind of funny. Kratos will be like, boy, do not trust them. The gods are evil. He's like, but you're a god. I'm the god of war. I killed all the gods. You're like, you clearly did it. That sort of thing. But yeah, that's going to be the most interaction, probably, when he meets Artemis. Yeah, if you guys can basically say any god that is from basically the Greek pantheon, because I probably cannot remember them all, but would think be good for in the God of War game to have them actually come into the game, then yeah, heck, I'm even bringing Pandora in some way or form. She just basically is there as, you could say, not a box, but more like an item that Naruto will get in the future. But all depends. But anyways, let's get into this. So this is part 3 of what if Naruto gained Kratos' weapons/powers. Alright, so we have Naruto met up with Sasuke and Sakura, and they just walk in. So, Naruto, though, was counting the floors, because he does not know what to be prepared for. So, he remembers a lesson from Kratos teaching him from on the way back, on the way back from Wave, and at Wave, in basically, from the whole time, basically, month, monthish, he had to train for the Chunin exams. Basically, always be aware of his surroundings, always basically be alert, and have focus. So, because technically he is a ninja, his mindset now is like, okay, so we're ninjas. deception is a ninja's tool, the best thing. So, what? So deception may happen in this one. So in a sense, he basically counted the floors, and when they basically see all the people there, he realized, oh, wait, what? We're only on like the third floor. This can't be right. Basically, he sees the number, basically floor 4, and Naruto's like, that's not right. He basically thinks about it for a few minutes, and he goes like, a genjutsu. I mean, basically, him thinking for a few minutes, he's not fully, he can't fully think right away and like automatically understand of a situation. He has to make a plan, or he has to understand what the information he has. Basically, he hears Kratos says, "Follow the clues, boy," because, in a sense, he needs to find clues. So, before Sasuke and Sakura could say anything, he goes over to again, and he's like, "Hey, you waiting for for them to open up the door or something?" Which one was like, "Nah, they said we have to wait until the test. Wait if we can't get in past them at least." Which Naruto was like, "Huh?" He goes, "Yeah, we actually have to get our way through that door with those, other ninjas basically blocking it." Which Naruto was looking at them with the other Genin was pointing at, and he just nods. He goes like, "Nah, they don't seem like Genin. Probably Chunin." I mean, he basically would use chakra to enhance his eyesight, and he can tell from basically the way they're presenting themselves. Plus, let's just say one of them basically looked like he just came from training. And, he can already see the calluses on his hand and such forming. Because it's basically he holding up his hand towards Lee, begging him to let him through in his team. So, he goes like, "Yep, definitely Chunin. Most Genin wouldn't really have calluses that much. Only a Chunin will." So, Kratos is very impressed. He basically thinks to himself, that's what he thought, but he said accidentally out loud, "He's faster than Atreus on learning." Which then Kyuubi goes like, "Really? I mean, the kid's smart now because of you, but ain't that smart?" Which Kratos goes like, "Listen, Fox, I do not care what you say when he's here. But when he's not here, I do not like that tone. Besides, you two did not ask for this situation. Did you not?" As basically, Kurama does nod. Oh, wait, give me a minute. Well, as I was saying, Kurama does nod. He was like, yeah, I understand." So basically, Naruto then kind of looks around, and let's just say this. He basically, for some reason, Kratos and basically Kyuubi, aka Kurama, feels what basically Naruto felt too. Something in the air. A spike, you can say, foreign to him. He was like, "Wait, foreign. This doesn't feel right. This is chakra." Which then he basically, Sasuke waited because he knows Naruto. So he was like, "Hey, dope, you know this already?" He was like, "Yeah, I know this, Sasuke Tem." He was like, "Well, it's like you ain't that stupid as I thought." Where Sakura is like, looking at Sasuke, smiling, basically, that's basically saying that's Sasuke for you. So he was like, "Alright, so what's the plan?" He goes, "Plan? We don't need no plan." Basically, he activates his Sharingan and walks forward. He goes like, you can't be serious, Tem." He's thinking to himself. And even basically Kurama's like, "Uchiha pride." Which Kratos just scoffs at that. He was like, "His pride will get him killed one day. Boy, listen here." Which he goes like, "Yes, sir." He just says, without saying boy now, goes like, "I only will say this once, and once only, Naruto." Which Naruto thinks, oh god, he's serious moment here. This is when he's absolutely being serious. So he basically pays attention while Sasuke is doing his Sasuke thing, being the arrogant Uchiha he is, and Lee showing his true strength, and basically all that. And Sakura being a fangirl. Basically, Kratos is saying, I swear, if you ever become arrogant, anytime, even becoming too cocky, I will come from the depths of the underworld, or out of the blades, and bring back your soul into your body, and proceed to rip and tear you apart myself. Understand me? Where she goes, yes sir, understand, don't get cocky, don't get arrogant, don't be nothing like the Tem. Which Kratos goes like, good. Now then, pay attention. He's like, yes sir. So basically, Naruto has, is sweating a bit, and he's like thinking, I don't ever want to be on the receiving end of the God of War blades. Which, for some reason, back in the underworld, or wherever the place where the gods go after death, they all basically are seeing this from a mirror of basically the Sisters of Fates too. Just looking at Kratos and the boy, basically Naruto, as when Naruto thought that they heard it, they're like, everyone just says, we hate you kid moment. No, just like one of them just like, cheeky brat moment. So, in a sense, yeah, I just thought just add that little bit tidbit in. If you guys are wondering about Athena, well, let's just say we do know Athena is always watching Kratos in some way or form. So she knows where he is, and she sees Naruto, and, well, let's just say she's not happy because she knows she cannot even try to manipulate him, with words, because the boy is just way too. Well, he was basically always she didn't even know anything, but basically what she gathered, he was trustworthy, trusting of people now, trusting in people now, but always had a understanding to not trust them fully, which that kind of ticked her off a bit, because she can't really use him as a pawn, so to speak. So, she's just watching from a distance, or from afar. But anyways, though, enough of that. So, after basically Sasuke, had a confrontation with Lee, basically they go upstairs, all the weak people are basically going in, which Naruto realizes is supposed to weed out the weak. And he just thinks, the Tem really did that. Hopefully I never have to kill anybody now. Which, for some reason, Naruto has a feeling it's gonna be a kill to be killed, isn't it, moment. And, well, Kratos and Kurama don't say nothing, but they'll think, is the kid really getting smarter, or is it just becoming, he just understands the obvious moments? So yeah, basically, when they get, telling Lee does exactly the same challenge, and, well, Sasuke does lose. The thing is, though, in this one, I want to say Neji is still the same in canon. Alright? But there's a slight difference when he basically sees Naruto. Because he has curiosity now. He does think he can never change his fate. But the thing is, he notices that the Uzumaki, Naruto, has changed significantly. He holds himself more. He looks like he trains, and, well, for some reason, he has a feeling about him. Something that's not normal. Like, it frightens him, basically. And his belief. That's the only thing I'm changing. He is basically going to be afraid of Naruto. So, yeah. So everything happens with Guy and Lee, basically, and their infinite sunset, basically, beach, weird hug jutsu that they genjutsu that they have, that Naruto immediately sensed the danger and looked away. All he hears Sasuke was like, my eyes, I'm blind. Sakura already looked away, horrified by it, which Naruto grabs them both and kind of just runs. in which Sasuke doesn't at all notice, but Sakura is like, wait, when was he able to carry us? When was he this strong? What has he been drinking? Moment. Sorry if I was saying that too fast, but she said, what has he been drinking? Moment. How do you get it so strong? How can he carry both of us? What he's been drinking? Because she's trying to go through all the million things in her head right now with Naruto. So, after that little moment, they do meet Kakashi. Kakashi says exactly the same thing that he would in canon, that if they didn't all come, come as a team, he would have just told them to leave. And how he didn't want to pressure them into, forcing one of the teammates in. So, yeah. So, when they do enter the room, they see all this other genin just looking at him, looking at them, not him, of them. And, well, Sakura is shaking a little bit, Sasuke just has an arrogant smirk, and Naruto is just like, wait, is this killer intent? Because let's just have a little bit of a flashback, which is Naruto training with Kratos during the time in his head, which he then hears the Nine-Tailed Fox saying, "Hey kid," what kid? He's like, "Yeah." QB. He goes, which the Nine-Tails basically says, "Let me teach you something very useful." He goes, "Really? Teach?" He goes, "Yes, it's called killer intent." Well, it's called killer intent. You know what that means? He was like, I think so. Isn't that what Zabuza and Kakashi Sensei were using when they did their first fight? Which he goes, yes, I'm surprised you remember that. He was like, is that supposed to be an insult? He goes, yes. Okay, whatever. So, how do you do it? He basically just says about how to use your chakra and to pour bloodlust into it. You can say, give an ominous feeling. I'm just making up my own thing. I honestly kind of forget how killer intent is, but it's just with the projection of your will. I most likely would say, which Naruto is just like looking at all of them. He's like, so a combination of all of them is just this much. Yeah, ominous aura feels like we're gonna die, but let's see if they can handle mine. After QB told me about this, Kratos did say I may gain his killer intent and his bloodlust. I do get his rage. I wonder how it's gonna turn out with my mind when I'm angry. Am I gonna be like him? As he gets when he has one quick memory, you could say, or just basically let's just say just something pops into his memory where Kratos basically legit put a actual blade into someone, or not someone, but someone that looked like a person, but it was technically a god, and he basically stick it into her chest, killing her. And he's like, yeah, ruthless and bloodthirsty. Yeah, perfect. Which Kratos goes like, boy, what was that? He's like, nothing, sir. He was like, good. Which she was like, I forget to hear my thoughts. So, Naruto was looking at all of them, and then for a quick instant, when he closed his eyes and focused on then basically his chakra mixed in with his bloodlust, and he flares it for a second, everyone was frozen. Everyone. No QB chakra, no QB influence, nothing. Just his alone makes them stop in dead tracks. Which, he was like, huh, that was interesting. I only killed things in my mind. Not the real thing, not anything real, so weird. They're just influenced by just a little bit of it? How potent is that? Which Kratos nods in approval, and the QB's like, okay, I know this is basically coming from me, but that's just BS. The kid doesn't even have any. That's all yours. As he points to Kratos, which goes, yes, but it is his. Somewhat, actually, of mine. He goes, wait, what? He goes, you really think after all his abuse and neglect by this village, he would not be this way? There's something dark within him. The same as me, waiting to be unleashed. To basically slaughter those around him. To make them all suffer. You already know it as an inner darkness of him. But in truth, he will slowly become that if he's gonna go down the wrong path. I will not allow that to happen. I will not let him become a ghost of me. Which Kurama does not. He was like, yeah, I don't want that to happen either. Which, yeah. In a sense, there's a possibility I may have Naruto a few times to go into Kratos mode. And, yeah, going on a rampage. You can say, but no, just literally go after one enemy to the point where he can not feel no pain, he cannot feel anything, but the pure instinct just to make the person dead in the most gruesome way possible. Perfect example, Poseidon. Anyways, so after that little instance, everyone kind of just doesn't really, look at them. They just all look forward. Everything goes the same. Kabuto is, introduced himself. Did her thing with screeching loudly enough and hug Sasuke, which no one really basically knew Naruto's new difference at first until Kiba notices, and before Kiba can even say anything else, or even say anything, even Shikamaru would know by now. Like I said, Kabuto introduced himself, told not him, everyone about his info cards, which Naruto thought that was very suspicious. How could anyone have any information on all the, basically Chunins, not Chunins, Genins, that's participating in this event, when all basically, even the records of what they trained, what they're good in, and how many missions they took, and information on them. So that gets a look into later or don't trust him at all book that he has mentally in his head. Which, again, Kratos nods an improvement. Well, an approval, basically. So, yeah, Ibiki comes in, does his thing, and, well, the test happens. Now, while everything goes the same, our blonde, main character, new god of war, basically, is looking at the paper, and he notices that these are very advanced. But a lot of them he can answer. Well, actually, about 60% of them he can answer. At least that's 6 of them, and the rest he can't. So, the thing was, though, he basically notices that people are cheating, and then he realized again. Well, he realized again, and he says, we're ninjas. We're supposed to cheat by gathering info. I need to learn more about the ninja life. I need to read more on how to become a real ninja for this, because this is really annoying me. In which Kratos goes like, good. Always improve yourself. And yes, I do not know much about ninjas, so you will need to find an actual sensei to actually teach you this, because it seems like Kakashi Hatake only taught you about the Shadow Clone and the secret of it, at least. And I do not know if he will train you at all. Any more than he has. Which Naruto makes a mental nod. So the thing is, though, Naruto does find someone that finished the test. And what happens was very simple. since he's been working on what he can, do with chakra control, he's also been working on his jutsus. The thing is, I want to say, I think I forgot, I wanted to add in like last time, but I forgot I wanted this in. Naruto can do a sealess shadow clone. So in a sense, and it doesn't take up much chakra. So in a sense, though, he basically makes a shadow clone. There's no smoke, but it's underneath the desk, and then it hinges into, let's just say, a fly, as it starts buzzing around. In which, though, there are some sensors in the room, but they're trying to figure out who it is. But Naruto basically looks at the person that was in front of him as the fly is technically on the guy's pencil, well, technically above the guy, and he sees the questions. And as soon as when the guy hits the fly, it basically poofs without making no actual smoke. And Naruto gets all the information from it and smirks. So he basically writes down the rest of the answers. He was like, cage munchkins, they really come in handy. So, after that, we basically will have everyone basically for the 10th question, the 10th question to be answered. And, well, let's just say, really nothing, just everything goes exactly the same. I really can't say nothing else. So, yeah, technically Midarashi Anko appears, and they basically have to go to the Forest of Death. Everything will go exactly the same. And Kratos, from years of experience, would have noticed the grass ninja that gave the kunai back to Anko, because Naruto was having a conversation with Kratos about the Forest of Death, and how he should always be aware and remember his training for this. And not to be afraid to use, what weapons he can summon, at least, that Kratos will allow him to handle himself. Which is technically just the bow, and the other the two different bows he has. So, in a sense, yeah, kunai, dodged it dodged it by moving his head a bit. He still gets cut, ankle licks it, the blood off the blade, or, well, not blade, cheek. And yeah, like I said though, Grass Ninja gave back the kunai to Enko, and well, Kratos tells him, boy, be careful of this one. I have a feeling there's more to this woman than there needs to be. Which, Naruto's like, you sure? She's a genin, so he was like, no. I could already tell. There's more to this woman. Be careful. Where she goes, alright, Kratos. So yeah, Naruto made a mental note of that, because Kratos was being very serious. So, after that, they signed a waiver saying if we die, the village can't have no problems and such, they can't get revenge or whatever, blah blah blah. And, well, Sasuke being Sasuke takes the scroll that they need, the Earth Scroll, without even asking Naruto or strategizing or trying to think of something, just arrogance, saying, I'll take it because I'm the leader, blah blah blah. Which Naruto's thinking, leader? You honestly have no leader qualities. You don't have really much charisma. You don't really can draw people in. You're arrogant and you demand everything. Honest and true, at least Kratos actually can give courage to his warriors. Actually, could be a better teacher than Kakashi Sensei. In which, yeah, Kratos is very happy, but doesn't show it. And then he goes like, but at least even Kurama is better than Kakashi. Well, not Kurama, Kyuubi is better than Kakashi. And yet he may be arrogant, but at least he has the reason why to be arrogant. He's not an Uchiha with those darn stupid eyes that can copy jutsus out of people's hard work. Now I get... Wait, he's basically thinking while the gate is not open, he was like, they steal jutsus. That means he can steal my jutsus if he wanted to, and say he was the one who made it and I just copied it. I had to make a seal so that way I could never have my jutsu stolen. For F's sake. Why I never even thought of that. Basically I could think, yeah, he would never steal it, but he's an arrogant Uchiha. He's a Tem. Of course he'll take, something and take the credit for it. I have to figure a way to how to beat the Sharingan. Well, great. Another thing to add to my long list of troubles. So, because of that, Naruto kind of basically become more aware of his situation on the team, and with the Sharingan activated with Sasuke. So, yeah. Anyways. So, what happens next is, well, the gates open, they go in, and, well, when they go in, screaming already happens, and Naruto just decides to be like, well, this is the force of death, so death is gonna happen. But Sakura is like, how can you say it so casually like that? He goes, it's a part of life and we're ninjas. Our life's in a constant life-death situation every time we leave our village. No offense, if you really think this was not going to be an outcome, why the heck you became a ninja? Just then Naruto just realized what he said. He was like, what the heck? Where she goes, good boy. Good. You're starting to realize, and my training is coming to fruition. He was like, what do you mean? You're not hiding your true thoughts or your true self, you can say. He's like, me hide? He goes, boy, you suppress your own feelings. You basically, literally would jump into any situation without a care in the world or a plan. And don't even care if you die in the process as long as you protect the people treasure. Treasure. You know what I mean. Basically care for a lot. Because they're your, basically, loved ones that you would die for. Special people. Basically Hakus. Basically saying if you have someone you care about, you become stronger. Precious person, yeah. Whereas Naruto was like, I really wouldn't. He goes, which Kratos just doesn't say nothing, but Kurama was like, kid, even I know you would. And we can't have that happening. So you have to stop hiding behind the mask at some point. And the Kratos' lessons have already started that process. He's like, what do you mean? You are bright and smart in your own ways. But you basically kept your stupidity on all the time. You forgot how intelligent you can be at times. Remember the pranks you always do? Whereas Naruto, while him, Sakura, and Sasuke are moving, he remembers the pranks he's done and how he executed them. And they literally blame him, but they never could prove it. So he's like, yeah, that always took a lot of efforts and planning. And it makes it becoming, thinking of strategic places for the prank to succeed or failed. Which Kratos does, basically. He basically can see Kratos nodding, because he says, yes. And in this situation, you basically showed your true intelligence that you hid behind your mask of stupidity and a goofball in a class clown. I must say, I learned of this only after, I should actually be quite embarrassed, but I learned it after you met the daimyo that you actually are smart and intelligent because you explained certain, things even I did not know just by viewing your memories. Which Naruto's like, I guess. Basically, that's why I said the daimyo was reminded of Minato and Kushina from Naruto. in a sense, Naruto basically, in this, kind of hides his true self, his true intelligence, his true personality, and it is not like Kratos. He's still the kind, caring Naruto Uzumaki that we know, but he's just more. I want to say he's more serious. He basically does goof. He likes to become free spirited. Being the goofball Naruto. But he is serious when it comes to certain things a lot more than he would be in canon, and he doesn't. How should I say? He doesn't let some things bother him as much as he would. He basically is a little bit more smarter than he would have been in canon, but because of Kratos there, he became a lot smarter, and he's realizing his full potential. So in a sense, I mean, Kratos been helping him prepare himself, so that way he does not rely on his persona that he made, and he literally forgot he even made this persona to help himself cope with everything. So, yeah, pretty much. So anyways, though, when Naruto realizes this and realizes his true personality, he kind of just chuckles out loud, in which Sasuke, hearing this, Sakura is like wondering why did Sasuke not defend her? Why did Naruto say that to her? All this thought process has happened. He was like, "Dope, what's wrong?" He goes, "Oh, it's nothing, Uchiha. I just forgot something well, I forgot a long time ago." In which Sasuke takes a glance, he can see Naruto's, demeanor and posture changed. He had this relaxed state, and it still is a relaxed state, but it was like, how should I say, the relaxed state he was in was loose and never refined. Never, even though Kratos is trained, he always kept that basically never refined, always loose, ready to jump in at any moment without knowing the situation. But now his posture changed to relax, but yet jump in with basically no hesitation, it seems, but have a plan always ready moment. Sort of posture. Like he's ready for battle. Like he's aware that battle's ahead and he cannot hesitate no more. So in a sense, yeah, Uchiha Sasuke realized that Naruto changed in a blink of an eye. Which he goes, "Dope, what happened to you?" He goes, which basically Naruto was like looking straight ahead, takes a little look in Sasuke's direction, then looks back forward. He was like, "Uchiha, do not worry about me and how I changed all of a sudden. You never really cared about anyone but yourself and your achievement of power. It's kind of obvious with your arrogant attitude. So please, do not worry about me at all." Which this takes Sasuke aback, but then gets a little bit angry. He was like, "Really? So we're supposed to work as a team here?" And he goes like, "A team of basically two people hating me. One of them basically is a fangirl that's over you, and you, who already acts like you're the team leader, and yet, well, I've been outvoted anyways, because Haruno here would have already said yes to you." I honestly just don't care at this moment. But, whatever. Which, technically speaking, is kind of shocked Sasuke. But then, but Sakura's way more shocked because he never said Sakura, you know. It's just I want Naruto to have behind a mask a lot more in this one, that too, where he forgot his true personality. But Kratos has been trying to get it out more. And since Naruto remembers his true personality, it's not all the way out, but this is how the type of ninja he wanted to be. and how the person he was because of the harsh life he had. In a sense, if Kratos never came, he still would have been a goofball. That is kind of the influence of Ashura. No offense. That would have been the influence of Ashura, which technically, yeah, Ashura appears, and he's kind of like watching, he's like, huh, so this is what happened to the kid? He's like, oh, hello there, Ashura, which Kurama sees Ashura, be like, no, this can't be. Which he was like, Kurama! She's like, you, does that mean he goes, yep, he's my reincarnation. Which Kurama's like, oh god, no. Oh no. Why him? Why had to be why did it have to be my jailer? But basically, though, Kratos goes, did his personality change and demeanor change because of you? It was like, sort of. I mean, it was his idea to make the persona of a goofball idiot, loving, always caring, but not all the way, all of it's fake. And all of it he does not. He didn't made up. Whereas Kratos does not. He was like, yes, over time, his love for the village was never there. But he ended up loving the village no matter how much he hates the people. Which basically Ashura does not. So, yeah. Which then basically Naruto just moving forward, but you can already see Sasuke and Sakura looking at him, and he just sighs, be like, okay, I'm only gonna say this once, and only once only, you two. The Naruto Uzumaki that you knew was a persona. My goofball loving idiot self was all just a fake personality. The happiness that I showed was a fake smile because of how my treatment in the village is like. If you think I have an easy life, you're dead wrong. You two don't even know nothing about me, especially you, Haruno. Your mother's on the civilian council. So no offense to you, I do not trust you with a 10-foot pole. The Uchiha, I actually trust more, even though he's a copycat. Where Sasuke just looked at him and he goes like, before you even ask or even say anything, you have the eyes to steal people's jutsus and techniques, even understanding them to the fullest of your capability and using them to to your own advantage or improving yourself. You do not know anything of hard work when you do that. So in a sense, you're just a copycat's thief. In which Sasuke doesn't say nothing because it's kind of true, but he doesn't want to admit it. So he goes, whatever, Dobie. And then he's just saying, but what do you mean by your, fake personality? He goes like, my caring, my loving nature, my happiness, though, that, you can say, the happiness parts was a fake. I have not been happy for a long time. Until I met Aruka. Which he remembers Aruka has a smile on his face. He was like, and it's a true smile, which, no offense, I mean, that kind of just took Sasuke aback. Even Sakura, because they never saw him have a true smile before. And they already knew the difference. So in a sense, yeah, they realized they don't know nothing of Naruto. But it doesn't really matter. Just give me a minute. Alright, so like I said, doesn't even matter. So in a sense, yeah, they kind of realize. So Sasuke goes like, so the idiot self you were playing is like, oh no, yeah, I was totally an idiot. I'm not gonna lie. I actually was intelligent for my own age, but I only used it in pranking. So all the times I was an idiot, and I failed was actually due to a combination of things, but mostly me actually believing I was an idiot. So in a sense, though, I have a lot to catch up on, and besides, it's not like the Academy even would have helped me. People just gave me the wrong books, so I could never learn right. Heck, my first year trying to even try the Academy before I failed to become a Genin for my very first time, I actually tried. And I should have actually got those answers right, but for some reason I got them wrong. Yep. My life sucks. He just admits. So, I mean, after he just says that, he goes to himself in his head, goes like, huh, that feels pretty good, actually. Better. Feels like a weight's off my shoulder. So, yeah, I'm just kind of, want to just have Naruto just, be this way. So, he's going to be a little more open, but still just Naruto the same. Just a little more of a different attitude change. If you really think about it, it's Kratos' training and him teaching him discipline. Like, you really think Naruto's not going to change? I mean, yeah, he's going to change in some way. Tiny bit of way. Added a few sprinkle of discipline, a few sprinkle of brute force of havoc and chaos and soon. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can say. But anyways, so the whole entire thing though is Naruto basically needs to do something real quick, and him getting separated from the team. What happened because of the big giant snake? But Naruto does not get eaten. He does see the big giant snake. He ready to take out the blades of chaos through one and pulls himself to the tree while he's hanging off of the tree with the blades. While this big giant snake he sees looking at him, he's like, oh, come on. Really? I thought Konoha doesn't even have any big giant snakes. So the snake lunges at Naruto, him throwing the, him just jumping off a chakra, throwing the blade of chaos, or at least one of them, into a tree, and making himself basically go swinging around the tree while the snake's looking where it thought he was. While he has one blade that he has basically, he threw the left one, so he has the right one hanging by the chain while he's holding it, as he's basically swinging as it's going on fire. Basically, Kratos realized the flame of Ares. And he basically says, I guess him accepting himself or remember who he truly is brought out this power, which he just smirks. He goes, good boy. Excellent. This is the flame of Ares. Feel its, power coursing through your veins, but remember to not let it corrupt. He goes, yes, Kratos, I understand, sir. So when he basically gets around the snake, doesn't see him until the last minute, but he basically swings the blade, and it cuts through the neck of the actual snake, cauterizing the wound while it, went through the snake's neck and head. Well, basically in that part, as it falls down, as the body went limp. Well, somewhat as it just spasmed, and then went limp, and then poof. He was like, wait, summons. Wait, and that only means, oh, come on, really, Orochimaru? I gotta find my team. Wait, what the? As he basically is still, because he would have landed on a tree branch when it poofed. So he realized, he goes like, wait, what's this? This presence. It's my team, Sakura and Sasuke, and this dark chakra. But there's something else there. Something immense, more powerful. Which Naruto then, kind of looks forward and just jumps away. So, what happens to Sasuke would happen, but Sasuke is being toyed with. That's what I mean. When technically though, when Orochimaru's somewhat, getting serious, like, good Sasuke, good. Show me more of their Uchiha that you are, basically. Sasuke would have done, fireball jutsu, try to basically kill Orochimaru. Doesn't work. Orochimaru just starts cackling a bit, in the female form, but it's like he just kind of just like, oh, this is wonderful. Let's play a little bit more Uchiha. As as a basically just Sasuke getting creeped out for some reason. all of a sudden, though, when Orochimaru was about to lunge forward, two arrows basically were in the place where Orochimaru was in his grass ninja disguise. As Orochimaru was like, "Who did that?" As for some reason, someone comes out, basically. I'm silver eyes, orange hair, basically wearing a green hood, and basically what someone would look like if they were in the wilderness, and with a bow and arrows, basically a knife, basically a couple of knives on hand, basically just holding the bow out and goes like, "I don't know what type of creature you are, but I can really tell you're vile, and you're nothing more than a monster." As basically she shoots an arrow, as it flies through the air very quickly, but Orochimaru gets nicked, basically gets almost hit, but basically use a kamui, not kamui, but substitution. There we go. I was trying to say the Japanese names. But yeah, he's basically substitute, which basically Sasuke just hears this girl, well, this teenager, same age as them, like, I don't know what he is, but he's clever. But he is a snake. When basically he hears that, when Sasuke hears that, he already knows, Orochimaru? Why is he here though for me? So, Orochimaru comes out of nowhere. With the Kusanagi, and basically Armis, yeah, it's just Armis, but, I mean, Armis didn't realize, too technically late, because she was trying to, even though she has her awareness, I'm kind of just going with the Percy Jackson, by the way, because that's all I basically could know, and I don't know what type of way would they make it her in God of War, so I'm going with the Percy Jackson sort of one, if you guys don't realize. But a little bit more God of War-ish, well, I believe. So, yeah. In a sense, Artemis did not realize it until, it was almost too late. But all of a sudden, just hear basically someone go like, "Yeah!" As one blade stops the Kusanagi by hitting it, as it basically gets sent flying out of Orochimaru's hand. As he was like, he basically says, "No interruption, these Konoha ninjas, they're like bugs. One appears, and you try to kill one, another one basically appears." Which then Naruto just lands with the chain and the blade of chaos coming back to him. Which Artemis' eyes widen. Which Naruto has a serious face. He goes like, "Huh. So, Orochimaru of the Sun is here. I wonder why." Which Orochimaru looking at Naruto, and he just starts chuckling. He goes like, "How did you know?" As he rips off the face. Which that even Artemis jumped back. He was like, "Oh, simple. Snake. Summon. I do know one person that has snakes, but she can never summon anything as big as you did. And two, I mean, you're a traitor to Konoha, and you basically want to learn all the jutsus in the world. Kind of figure that out because of those Uchiha eyes that you're after." Which Sasuke's eyes widen, even Sakura. And Naruto's just looking at Naruto with shock in her face, but it's like, the blaze of chaos. Kratos is here. But, kind of like, a little bit shaken, but not really. Hold up. Alright, so, yeah, like I said, she's shaken somewhat because she doesn't know if Kratos is here or not. So Naruto basically sees her, which Kratos is like, "Artemis?" He basically says in pure, utter shock, where he goes, "Kratos, is she a god?" He goes, "Yes, a god that helped me back when I was the ghost of Sparta. But I haven't seen her, and I didn't see her on Mount Olympus, so I did not know if she was already dead by a Titan or not. I guess she basically fled the world before it was destroyed." Interesting. Her power is vast, but it seems like it dwindled somewhat. Which Naruto makes a mental nod. He was like, should I trust her or kill her? He was like, you are not ready to kill a god, boy, and there are consequences to this action. He was like, which he basically is kind of getting like a little sweat mark run down his back. He was like, oh god, I got him angry. He was like, listen, I only will say this once. Never kill a god unless you're ready for the consequences. Understand me? He was like, yes, sir. I understand. He goes, good. Now pay attention. He basically focused on Orochimaru. Orochimaru was like, those blades. I do not know what they are, but they seem interesting. And so do you. Maybe I should do some experimentations on you. And see how you work. Which Naruto just looked at him, he was like, really? Alright then. As he basically gets into a fine stance with the blades, he was like, come at me with everything you got, Orochimaru. Basically, in Naruto's head, he's thinking, okay, he outclassed me in everything. He'll play around me at first. That's what I know he'll do. And what I read about, he likes to basically have his opponents basically demolish their attacks by weakening their defense and then go for the kill. So he'll play with me like a snake. If I can just have one moment where I can get an instance off of him, then he won't know what hit him. Which he basically, think of a strategy right away. Basically, Orochimaru basically jumps towards Naruto at, let's say, Chunin level speeds, which Naruto, he does not have, no weight on him, and he notices this. He basically, swings the blade of chaos with a chain and just starts doing that, keeping his distance from Orochimaru, which Orochimaru was, dodging, but he's thinking, okay, this kid's pretty clever. Kabuto's information on him is very outdated, it seems. And those blades, if I even get any close to them, I have a feeling even my own immortality that I have somewhat will not last. So, Naruto basically swinging them, and Orochimaru decides to, when he sees an opening for it, he basically goes in, and that's when Naruto basically starts turning the blade in his body and uses the blade and the chain to uppercut Orochimaru up in the air, which that does catch him off guard a lot. And then he basically jumps up and starts doing an aerial combo, and then basically grabs his face and throws him down. Basically, Orochimaru thinks, okay, this kid's strength is not a Genin's. Maybe a Jonin's? Yes, a Jonin level. Which Naruto lands on the tree, and he was like, then he basically holding the blades of chaos like he's gonna go into fighting him close range. He goes, okay, caught him off guard, I got lucky. I cannot. No, calm yourself. So he basically slows down his breathing, which Sasuke and Sakura are shocked. Artemis is just kind of surprised that he's using the blades so well. And, Naruto basically starts to slowly put chakra into the blades as they start to basically go on fire. This is basically chakra-infused fire, but it's a little bit more reddish. It's a reddish tinge now. Basically, like pure red flames. Because he activated the flames of Ares. In which he just smirks to himself. Which Orochimaru gets out, he was like, you wound me. Oh, I never thought I'd get in like you could. And then he basically, his mouth opens to inhuman proportions. Oh wait, give me a minute. Oh wait, I have to do something again. Okay, so non-human proportion of his mouth open it as another version will come out of it. If you guys don't realize, Naruto basically did cut through Orochimaru's body with the blades, and he would have bleed profusely, which he had to do it because his life was going to be on the line. So Orochimaru looked at Naruto with sinister grin as Naruto's thinking, he's not human. okay, this guy is a monster. And it's before Naruto can get an Orochimaru or even get anything more. I mean, if I'm gonna bring a god into it, maybe a few gods into this series, why not some monsters? So, yeah. So basically, all of a sudden, they see this a weird monster amalgamation of creatures. Um, Basically, a lion. Okay, I'm gonna double check to see if I'm right because. Okay, so basically, they see this weird creature with the face of a lion, the head of a goat with horns, and the tail having basically basically snake on it. Which Orochimaru was like, "What the heck is that?" Which Artemis was like, "A chimera." She made her drawn the bow, which Naruto was like, "What the heck?" Which Kratos says, "A chimera. Be careful, Naruto. This is very dangerous, but I think you can handle it with what you already can do." He goes, "Right." So Naruto looking at Orochimaru basically just grins at it and basically wants to use one of his jutsus. I want to say he used the fireball jutsu, and well, it did not work. Even the Chimera runs towards Orochimaru, inhuman speed, and let's just say Orochimaru used a lot of jutsu and chakra, enough to get himself notified, and you know what he decides to do? A Shunshin, go behind Sasuke, bites his neck with his, elongate head, elongate neck jutsu, and then he goes like, you know, "I hope you join my gift, Sasuke. I would love to tell you more, but you'll come to me for more power." And then leaves. Naruto just kind of like, okay, he took this opportunity. I should have been less distracted. Which Kratos goes like, "No, you were more focused on the bigger threat." Which he goes like, "An S-rank ninja traitor is not the least bit more concerning than this." As he's basically making a mental pointed to that chimera, which Kratos just nods. He was like, "Okay, what the heck?" Which Kratos just says, "Do not judge me, boy. They are fierce in numbers. Trust me, I faced two of them at a time and had problems with it when I was younger." He was like, "Okay." So, Artemis basically shooting arrows at Chimera. The arrows do pierce the Chimera. Naruto, he though runs in, basically chains on the ground, leaving a blaze of fire. And then he basically swings the blades to basically go above each other, but basically it looks like the fire is going above each other, and basically an arc shape, as it does hit the Chimera in the stomach, as blood does basically start spewing out, but the one was cauterized, so it doesn't, go much. As then he immediately has the blade, throws it past the Chimera. He's like, use the chain of chakra, wraps it around it, even making the blade go into the arm that, Artemis did not shoot into. As it starts screeching, as he pulls himself to it, and basically makes a war cry, stabs the other blade of chaos into it. Basically, the draw of the lion, as then he basically just starts basically then stabbing it profusely, getting off of it, throwing it towards a tree, and immediately then when it hits it, both blades of chaos are in its basically torso, or basically stomach, and sling to it. And well, he basically then decides to at least let his anger flow, just to see if he can control it. In this point, yes, he still can have that, but when he goes berserk state, he's gonna be hard to control it. But since now, he's gonna to basically use it, he's gonna do it unwillingly, not unconsciously, where he would. Doesn't need to keep himself calm. He has enough mental fortitude to at least only handle it for basically a few minutes. So when the Chimera does come to him, he basically just, well, let's just say, Spartan Rage infused chakra, well, infused QB mode, chakra, and ripped it open. As he basically threw both halves on the ground, but the blade still on the ground, picked them up, put it on his back, as the blood starts to basically turn into dust. As he looks at basically Artemis, and Artemis just look at him with, well, as basically the fire on his arm and the blade were dimming down. He was like, so, who are you? Are you not part of the village? Where she goes, no, I was on the hunt when I sensed him, that vile creature. Which, basically Sasuke's already passed out, Sakura's not really paying attention. He was like, I notice. So, mind telling me your name? She goes, I am Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. You? Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. She goes, well then, Naruto Uzumaki, how the hell do you have those blades? He just shrugs like, I found them. Why? She goes, it's been many years since I've seen those. Many years to know the person who had them. Which she was like, well, you should know then he's dead. Which her eyes widen. She goes, how do you know? He goes, other Pantheon? Which she goes, wait, which one? Norse. She goes, Odin. Somewhat. Let's just say, Odin made a deal with another god. And, well, the god needed some help. Don't know why. That's all I was told. Which, she was like, okay, but you don't seem like you're very proficient with them like Kratos. He goes, still working on it. Anyways, though, I guess thanks for helping out my team. And, I mean, don't you also have some huntresses with you? Which, she just sighs and be like, I do, but they, well, are from basically the old world I lived in and this one. I have a lot more than I can handle. Where she was like, so, is there any other than the Greek pantheon that the gods are around? She goes, very few. The ones who basically fled our world and not want to have it anymore, decided to at least go to a different realm. We were given basically some sanctuary here with little influence. As a deal, our pride was very wounded. Which Naruto was like, yeah, no offense. You guys lost a war and the whole entire world was destroyed. By giving whoever survivors the hope of the world back. Which, she just sighs, be like, for a person who does not know much, you kind of know a lot more than what you let on. He goes, I'm a ninja, what do you expect? She goes, yes, I've been in this world for at least 20 years, I should know by now. He was like, anyways though, Artemis, thanks for the help. I guess we're meet again, we should, well, not fight each other or, well, as he's slowly going towards the blade of chaos, and she just nods very quickly. He basically goes like, you seem to be afraid of them. She was like, those were the weapons. Wait, no, they're not. He goes, huh? They're not the blades that I was told. It was by Aphrodite. Which he goes like, which Kratos was like, oh no, if Aphrodite's here, you're in trouble, kid. I mean, he's like, wait, what? Moment. He's like, whatever you do, don't get on Aphrodite's list. He was like, wait, Aphrodite has a list? He was like, yes. And I was on that list. Okay. Kind of confused Naruto moment. And he's like, outside though, he's like, just kind of on a little sweatshop. He was like, anyways though, what she said, the Blades of Chaos changed. And she basically let's just say Kratos told about the Blades of Chaos and not the Blade of Exile. It was the Blades were the Blade of Exile. Which Naruto was like, huh. I guess that's the level of the blades I'll get someday. Cool. I like the name. Which basically, he was like, I see. Anyways, though, I should get going because my teammate. Let me just see how much battery I have left. Alright, so, he goes over to Sasuke, armor's already left, and, basically they pick out the exact same spot, and let's just say that the Style Ninja, Orochimaru told them, you know what, forget about testing the Uchiha, test this boy instead. And they decided to test Naruto. The Style Ninjas, besides Kim was left only bound in one chain, in one of the Blades of Chaos chain. And he literally says, I can make the chain go on fire, you can burn to death. Which she's like, noted moment, which they're like, Kim! She's like, I'm not gonna die! Which he basically looks at, at least two of them, he was like, I'll give you a choice. Leave now, or you'll basically be near death. Which, Zaku, or the one basically who can basically shoot air waves out of his arms, out of his palms, basically just saying, just die already! As, Naruto basically kind of just disappeared before the ball of air hit him, and he basically just smirks, until he basically gets a searing pain in his arm, as he basically sees the Blade of Chaos sticking out of his arm, as he basically gets thrown into a tree. Meanwhile, Sakura's been taking care of Sasuke, not even care about the fight. Because Naruto told her he will not let her die. He will protect her. So in that sense, thumbs up to Naruto. Sakura realized she's weak, and she cannot win. Do anything without Naruto. And she kind of basically looks at her hair and realizes that since her hair is long, she will get caught. So she cuts it. Sasuke wakes up, and, let's just say this. The guy who got thrown into the tree gets both his arms broken, and Sasuke gets a chain wrapped around his neck while Naruto's holding the Blade of Chaos, basically tying the actual chain, as it slowly makes Sasuke go unconscious, which Sakura saw that, because everything what Sasuke did in canon at this point would have been exactly the same. The only thing that is different is that people were just watching the fight, not interfering, which they are shocked by Naruto's skill. And Naruto just says, if I had a spear right now, you all could be dead. But this is good practice. Sasuke, though, basically everyone knows the chain kind of loosened. Sasuke goes limp, as he legit basically looks at the one with the bandages, look like a mummy with the gauntlet on his arm. He's like, now, I'll say it again. Leave. Or I'll basically finish the job. Which he's like, no, I'll leave. Which he basically Naruto listening was like, I'm keeping her here, prisoner. Understand? He just nods, and they say they leave him the scroll, and leave. Which Kim is shocked. Which Naruto just looks at her, he goes like, you will tell me everything you know, and the reason why you are here. It isn't basically not obvious why it's kind of obvious why, but you did say you were not here for the scroll when I first said it. You'll not get it. You're here just to kill me. I do not know you, nor your team. So, as he looks at her with kind of a fierce glare, but have this casual look to it, where she just like wondering, okay, how's that possible? And Artemis has been watching Naruto. So yeah. So basically Kim was about to say something, but he says, not here. No offense, but be smart about this. People can watch us, and there are quite a few people here that are actually seeing my fight and, well, hearing us talking right now. Which a lot of people are shocked, including Artemis, because she thought she was hidden. But yeah, anyways, though. So basically, he goes back over to Sakura. Sakura did see the fight. She's looking at Naruto. He was like, I only knocked him out. But she's like, wait, your voice. He was like, huh? Oh, I just got serious. Sorry. I guess my voice, well, kind of changed when I get serious a bit. Oof. Crud. That's going to be kind of getting used to. So yeah, they kind of carry Sasuke. Kim basically just has the chain around her hands, and that's it. Naruto is not being any aggressive. He's just, you know, just always making sure she's kind of okay and helps her basically drink water if she needs and eat. Where she's thinking, he's being so nice. Basically, Kim's thinking, he's being so nice, and I mean, I'm supposed to be a prisoner. Which Sakura's like kind of getting a little bit jealous, basically, and like wondering why is that Naruto Baka treating her like that. And we just wait, why am I getting jealous? Oh right, because Sasuke-kun should be doing that to me. Well, she's looking at Sasuke and he's still unconscious. So when by the time they basically get into a genjutsu, Naruto's like, you know what? Blades on fire, and they were just slammed on the floor as it basically sends a wave of fire, killing the people that were in there, and some of the forest. But because he infused it with chakra, as soon as basically he kind of takes the blades out of the ground, they stop, leaving the forest okay, slightly burned. But even the people, they're one of them at least is dead. Which Naruto realizes, he's like, I just killed someone. I mean, he did it by accident. Sakura's look at him, and she sees the horror and shock on his face. Kratos just tells him to let it out. And he does. He goes to a tree and just starts barfing. Behind it. And Kim asks, has he never killed before? She's like, and Sakura's like, wait, I never killed. Neither has Sasuke. In which came a shot, and basically Naruto, basically is still puking a little bit more, and then after a few minutes he stops, and it's just like, he's trying to cough and, gag and, do whatever else he would do, but eventually he does stop. He's like, okay, it's my first kill, but, okay, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. So, in a sense, they do find the one, because I remember when Sasuke did give the scroll to Orochimaru, that does happen, and, well, that did happen, but technically, it did happen, but, kind of, Orochimaru didn't care, so, yeah, anyways. So they find an Earth Scroll, and they go. And, well, when Artemis did follow and heard that was his first kill, she was shocked. And he basically, she was following from a distance, but she can see he's taking it somewhat. Not, she can tell he's not okay, but he has the resolve, basically, on his face saying it was bound to happen, and it's part of the job, part of being a ninja. So he has to get used to it. But he knows he cannot. He just doesn't have to like it. So after they get into the building, she leaves. Goes back to her hundred. Her basically group. And, Naruto basically, after Sasuke woke up, he kind of explains what happened. And they kind of unroll the scrolls, throw it. Iruka comes in. And Naruto still looks a little bit downcast, but they also notice Kim basically is being held by the change, which he didn't even know about the Blades of Chaos. He's like, Naruto, where did you get this and why is she? He's like, Iruka, I know, I'm just not in the mood right now. Can you please just take me to Gigi? In which Iruka knew Naruto was hiding his true self, and he kind of remembered him when he was a kid and how he acted was a little bit more mature and way more intelligent than what he was in the academy, so he does not. So they leave right away. Sakura is just kind of worried for Naruto slightly, which Sasuke just kind of leaves, doesn't care. So when they get to the Hokage, facing Hiruzen basically sees Naruto. He's like, Naruto, my boy, why do you want to see me? You know I cannot see you before the Chunin. He goes like, Gigi Orochimaru. He basically gave Sasuke something, a gift. And, well, a couple of hours later, this, Kim of Sound basically came in saying they want to kill me. In a sense. I believe she has connections to Orochimaru. I have a gut feeling. We just, Naruto, my boy, are you 100% sure? And I know what this gift is. He was like, yeah. He was like, but wait, Naruto, are you... He was like, first kill. He was like, wait, what? And he goes, it was by accident. And I know I shouldn't, be, how should I say, upset, but I don't enjoy killing, so... Yeah. I'm just not used to it, and I don't think I ever will. Which he goes, Naruto, do you need to talk? You can talk to Aruka or me. It was, I just need to sleep or eat something at least, and then sleep. It's been like a couple of days since I slept. Which he was like, I see. But then he kind of focused on Kim, and he was like, do you know anything? Which she's looking at Naruto, and she can see he really needs it. And since he was being kind to her, showing her compassion and caring, she decides to spill the beans. The evasion happened, and she didn't know about Orochimaru's gift towards the Uchiha, and the original target was to kill the Uchiha. And yeah, Haruzen understood everything, and basically he gives her two options. One, she can basically, since technically it's part of the Chunin exams and there's going to be a war and such, and she is the part of the enemy, there going to be, consequences. But the thing is, before you can even say a word, though, Naruto's like, it's part of the Chunin exam, and she's a genin. Honest and truth, I do think this is kind of going a little bit too far, GG. I'm not trying to be, insubordination or something, but I'm just going to say my opinion. Honest and truth, she's willing to basically leave the village and come to us. We can make her a Konoha ninja, but I do think, though, she's going to need protection. So, she can live with me after the Chunin exams are over, but I'm going to need a bigger place. Besides, I think it's about time you tell me who my parents are. He's like, Naruto. He was like, I know your parents, but Naruto's like, this, Gigi. I'm kind of just done with the whole entire, basically, lie that you give me all the time. So, you can tell me, or I could just walk out this door right now and never trust you again. Those are your options. And before you even say, I'm not ready to know, he literally takes out the blade of chaos. It literally goes on fire. He goes like, I have a right to know. It is my life. It is my family. So tell me. Tell me, do I really I don't need to know. Which Hiruzen can see the determination and the fury in Naruto's eyes. And he can basically, and Naruto is losing control because he's been holding that back, that hatred towards when Hiruzen lied to him. Which Hiruzen can see. And he's like, he hates me when I don't tell him it. I kind of thought I didn't say nothing in the video, but in the last one, but I don't think I did. So he goes like, all right. He puts up the privacy and tells him who his parents are, and his inheritance and such. And Naruto just looks at him, And then he basically just sighs, be like, I understand. Which he was like, huh? You're not mad? He was like, oh no, I am furious. But like, when you told me, my father told me not to tell, like, basically treat me like a hero, and tell me only when I'm a chunin or, well, jonin, or some age, as you say, to tell them who my parents tell me who they are, because of my dangers that I am in because of his enemies outside and inside the village. I can understand. Doesn't mean I'm not angry, but I understand. So, can I get my home later? Which he does not. He goes like, thank you, Naruto, for understanding. So the privacy seal comes off, and he goes like, and Kim, technically you will be, well, living with Naruto as a, well, genin, since you are going to be seeking shelter from Orochimaru, correct? Which he does not immediately. So, in a sense, though, Naruto does make a shadow clone, put as a henge, and literally give it basically a kunai, and, well, saying, find some blood, basically make it look like you basically killed yourself, and put it outside where the, well, people will find the body at least. So make it look like Kim died. Which the shadow clone nods and leaves. Which Kim's like, huh? He's like, oh, don't worry. My basically henge is actually a full transformation. Which her eyes widen, which Haruzen is like, wait, does that mean, yes, I can turn into a girl? So what? Which technically even Kratos blinking, even Ashura. And they both say, what? Which Kurama just chuckles. Which Haruzen's like, does that mean? He was like, oh, yeah. Yep, I am. I kind of tested that out somewhat when I did a full transformation of a girl my first time. Turned out it's I didn't test it out extensively, but yeah, 100% real. Don't know how the heck, but I kind of went with it. And so who's thinking, spy, very good. Council knew. They'll send him out and never let him become a ninja here. Oh my God, Naruto, my boy, you literally. He was like, I'm naming that S class. He was like, yeah, no one can do it. It takes a lot of chakra, and to attain it. So, should I be not even worried about it? Anyways, though, Kim, you have to go as a henge. Heck, you may even have to cut your hair a bit. Sorry? Anyway, she goes, no, it's fine, Naruto. I mean, thanks, though, for not trying to. He was like, water under the bridge. So, yeah, so basically, out of that, basically, they kind of gonna have, like, at least a day, because Haruzen has to make a meeting real quick with some of the Jonins, plus the clansmen. And, yeah. Or basically, we'll do the fighting next part, which I will try and make later. So, you guys have a nice day and night wherever you are, and bye.